Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to another exciting grade 2 math lesson where learning math is fun. I am Faithlyn Williams, your teacher for today. In today's lesson, we will measure and compare the weights of objects using gram and kilogram. To begin, we will look at some keywords that we will be using in today's lesson and their meaning. The first word is measure. When we measure to see how much of something is there. The second word that we will be using quite often in today's lesson is compare. To compare two or more things, we look at their difference. The third word that we will be focusing on greatly in today's lesson is weight. The weight of an object is a measure of how heavy or how light that object is. Boys and girls, I want you to look at these measuring instruments. Do you know what they are called and what they are used for? Yes, boys and girls. The instrument on the left is called a balance scale, while the measuring instrument on the right is called a kitchen scale. Now, both instruments measure how heavy or light an object is. Yes, we have looked at the balance scale and the kitchen scale, but we will, however, be using the kitchen scale for most part of our session today. Okay, boys and girls, I want you to look at the scale shown here. Can you tell me how much do the bags of apples weigh? To tell how much the two bags of apples weigh, we look at where the arrow is pointing on the scale. Can you tell me which number the arrow is pointing towards, boys and girls? Great. The arrow is pointing towards 400 grams. The letter G beside the numbers on the scale means gram. Gram is the unit used to measure the apples. Now the two bags of apples weigh 400 grams. Next, I want you to look at these pineapples and tell me how much they weigh. Wow, boys and girls, I like that. Again, to tell how much these pineapples weigh, we look at where the arrow is pointing on the scale. Can you tell me where the arrow is pointing, boys and girls? Great. The arrow is pointing towards 5 kilograms. Now, kg beside each number means kilogram. Kilogram is the unit of measure that is used to measure these pineapples rather. These pineapples are bigger and heavier. So they are bigger and heavier than the apples we weighed on the previous slide. And kilogram is a larger unit of mass used to measure how heavy objects are. They are used to measure heavier objects. Now the pineapple weighs 5 kilograms. Now here are 2 points to note from the activities that we have done so far. Gram is the standard unit used to measure mass. Kilogram is a larger unit of mass used to measure the weight of heavier objects. Okay, boys and girls, Now that you know how to measure how much an object weighs, it's time to practice. Here is your first task. I want you to identify the unit these items are measured in and tell how much each weighs by filling in the blanks in the sentences shown here. What unit is the cookie measured in? Great going, boys and girls. The cookie is measured in grams. And what unit is the corn measured in? Another excellent answer, boys and girls. The corn is measured in grams. I wonder if you could tell me how much the cookie weighs. And how do you know, boys and girls? Way to go, boys and girls. The arrow is pointing at 30 grams. So we say the cookie weighs 30 grams. And now for the corn. How much does the corn weigh? Great again, boys and girls. The arrow is pointing at 70 grams. So the corn weighs 70 grams. Boys and girls, you are doing so well. All right, I want you to look at these two items again. And I need you to identify the unit they are measured in and how much each weighs. Now to do this, we will complete some sentences about them. What unit is a sachet of coconut milk measured in? Great job, boys and girls. The coconut milk is measured in grams. Now, can you tell me how much the coconut milk weighs? Hold on, before we take that, what about telling me about the unit that the sweet is measured in? Great, boys and girls. The sweet is measured in grams. Wow. And for the coconut milk, how much does it weigh? Great. It weighs 80 grams. And for the sweet, how much do the sweet? Okay, boys and girls, here are two items for us to observe. I need you to identify the unit these items are measured in and how much each weighs. To do so, we will complete some sentences about them. What unit is the sachet of coconut milk measured in? Great job, boys and girls. The sachet of coconut milk is measured in grams. Now, can you tell me what unit the sweet is measured in? Great job, boys and girls. The sweet is measured in grams. Now, I want you to look at the sachet of coconut milk and tell me how much it weighs. Great job, boys and girls. The sachet of coconut milk weighs 80 grams. Remember now, we look at the arrow to see where it is pointing, and that will tell us how much each item weighs. What about the sweet? How much does it weigh? Excellent answer, boys and girls. The sweet weighs about 5 grams. Do you notice the arrow is pointing between the 0 and the 10. So we say the sweet weighs about 5 grams. Wow, boys and girls, I have 2 more items for you to complete some sentences about. Let's read together and complete them. The flour is measured in? Great. The flour is measured in kilograms. The watermelon is measured in? Again, that's a great answer, kilograms. Now look at the flour and let's complete the next sentence. So look at how much the flour weighs. Can you tell me, boys and girls? Awesome. The flour weighs 1 kilogram. And now for the watermelon. The watermelon weighs 2 kilograms. Boys and girls, you're doing well so far. Now look at the items on these 2 scales. I wonder if you can tell me which item is heavier. And how do you know, boys and girls? Wow. If you said you looked at how much each item weighs to find out which item is heavier, that is correct. Now let's complete the sentences to tell how much each item weighs. Do you know how much the grape weighs? Excellent, boys and girls. And how do you know? Way to go. The arrow is pointing towards 3 kilograms. We say the grapes weigh 3 kilograms. And now, how much do the pineapples weigh? Awesome, boys and girls. Again, the arrow is pointing towards 5 kilograms. Therefore, we say the pineapples weigh 5 kilograms. Now, my next sentence for you is, the grape is lighter, heavier than the apples. Which word do you think we should circle? Great going, boys and girls, but how do you know? Excellent. Since the grapes weigh 3 kilograms and the pineapples weigh 5 kilograms, the grapes are lighter than the pineapples. So yes, we should circle lighter. Now, I want us to compare the grapes to the pineapple. Let's look at that now. So there we have a number sentence for you to compare the grapes to the pineapples. Do you know what symbol we will use to compare the grapes to the pineapples, boys and girls? Wow, excellent. I'm glad you said the less than symbol. Do you remember how to write the less than symbol? Yes, I have a little clue to help you remember. We can use 3 dots to help us remember how to write the less than symbol. 2 dots go beside the greater number and 1 dot beside the smaller number. So there we have it, boys and girls. Now that we have used the dots to help us, we will remove them. And there we have it. 3 kilograms are less than 5 kilograms. Boys and girls, here is another activity for you to compare the weight of 2 of your favorite snacks. Which symbol did you choose to compare how much the banana weighs to how much the Oreo weighs? And why? Way to go, boys and girls. If you said you used the greater than symbol to compare how much the banana weighs to how much the Oreo weighs, since 70 grams is heavier than 50 grams, you are correct. So there we have it. Here is another activity for you to compare another pair of items. Which symbol do you think we should use to compare how much the Irish potatoes weigh to how much the yam weighs? Great going, boys and girls. If you said the less than symbol, you are correct. The Irish potato weighs 4 kilograms and the yam weighs 7 kilograms. 4 kilograms or less than 7 kilograms. So we use the less than symbol. Now for these two trucks. I wonder which truck is heavier. First, let's look at how heavy is the truck on the left. Do you know how much the truck on the left weighs, boys and girls? Great job. The truck on the left weighs 6 kilograms. And how heavy is the truck on the right? Yes, boys and girls, the truck on the right weighs 4 kilograms. Now let's compare 6 kilograms to 4 kilograms. Let's put that in. Great. Which symbol do you think we should use, boys and girls? Awesome, boys and girls. If you said we should use the greater than symbol, you are correct. So 6 kilograms are greater than 4 kilograms. Now look at these two objects. Identify how much they weigh and use the symbols shown to compare them. How much do the buns weigh, boys and girls? Excellent. The buns weigh 2 kilograms. And how much does the cheese weigh? Great job. The cheese weighs 2 kilograms. Now, which symbol did you choose, boys and girls, to compare the buns to the cheese? Excellent. I heard you. You said you used the equal symbol. That's great, boys and girls. And why did you use the equal symbol? Excellent. If you said we should use the equal symbol because the bun weighs 2 kilograms, which is equal to the weight of the cheese, which weighs 2 kilograms also. That is awesome. Now here is your final task for today. In this task, we will compare how much the dog weighs to how much the cat weighs. Then use this to explain the position of the animals on the seesaw. Boys and girls, do you know which symbol we should use to compare how much the dog weighs to how much the cat weighs? Let's show their weight. Are you ready to share your answer? Great job, boys and girls. If you said we should use the greater than symbol, you are correct. The dog weighs 25 kilograms and the cat weighs 4 kilograms. 25 kilograms are greater than 4 kilograms. Now, boys and girls, now that we have compared how much the dog weighs to how much the cat weighs, can you tell me why the side of the seesaw where the cat is sitting is up, while the side where the dog is sitting is down. Excellent, boys and girls. If you said, since the cat is light, his side of the seesaw would be up, and since the dog is heavy, so let's show that. Since the dog is heavy, the side of the seesaw where the dog is sitting would be down. You have done an excellent job, boys and girls. And guess what? You deserve a high five from Mickey and Minnie. Now, after all that exciting lesson on measuring and comparing objects using grams and kilograms, let's do a quick recap to remind us of some important points in today's lesson. In today's lesson, we measured and compared the weights of objects using 2 units. The first unit is gram. Gram is the standard unit used to measure mass. And the second unit is kilogram. Kilogram is a larger unit of mass used to measure the weight of heavier objects. That's all for today, boys and girls. Remember now, practice makes perfect. Keep on practicing until next time.